Hi, this is Brad Linder from Liliputing, and today I have a box which I believe is from Hewlett-Packard. I'll tell you if I'm wrong in a moment. It's a rather large and unusually packaged box, so I'm pretty sure I know what's inside it, but let's wait until we open it up to see for certain. Yeah, and we do have just a single netbook in this box. This is a demo unit that Hewlett-Packard sent me to review, so it's not going to be exactly what you get in a typical retail package, but let's take a look here. We've got the setup instructions and some basic information there. And what we have inside the box here is a Hewlett-Packard HP 210 mini netbook. And what makes this one special is it actually has the high-resolution display, I believe. Let's take a look and see what's in the side. So we've got a battery. Looks like the regular 3-cell battery option here, which is... I don't see anything about the capacity. So we'll just say it has a 3-cell battery for now. Power cable and power brick. And the laptop itself. As I mentioned, this is a demo unit. I think the retail packaging is usually a little bit nicer than this, but there we go. But here's the first look at the laptop itself. It's got a little bit of plastic here. Just plug that battery in. And take a look around the sides. So you've got a SD memory stick and XD card reader here. Power button. 2 USB ports, a little slot here for the Ethernet jack, which you can cover up when you're not using it, which is probably going to be most of the time, let's be honest. Key lock, VGA port, power, another USB for a total of 3, and a combination mic and headphone jack. Nothing on the front except for a couple of vents. And on the bottom, just sort of one large panel. And if I remember correctly, it's been a while since I've played with this guy. Take the battery out again, and I believe you can actually remove the entire bottom panel. So that's the SIM card slot, and this. Okay, so I'm going to have to double check on how exactly you're supposed to do that. But the entire bottom panel is supposed to be removable so that you can actually access the hard drive and memory and other components without using a screwdriver. This particular model looks like it's been used a little bit, so the plastic is a little bit bent out of shape. There is a SIM card slot in here. I don't believe that this model necessarily has a 3G modem, but I'll double check that as I review it. And I'm not sure why this isn't opening. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that battery back in now. And overall, I mean, it's an interesting look because it is just sort of one big piece of cover and base, and very uniform looking. And the problem is that it's hard to get a larger than 3-cell capacity battery in here without it looking pretty awful. Now where did I say that power button was? We've got a glossy display, chiclet style keyboard, a little bit of space between each key makes them easy to detect, and nice wide touchpad, but it has integrated left and right buttons, something that I'm not usually a huge fan of, but I'm looking forward to testing on this particular model. So you would actually click left and right on the touchpad itself instead of on separate buttons. The problem with that sometimes is that when you're hovering with one finger and clicking with the other, it can sort of move the cursor off, but we'll see how that works. Now you notice that it actually booted very quickly into this sort of quick boot environment. I wanted to boot all the way to Windows, so let's see. Oops, looks like I just turned it off. I think there's a configuration option here that'll let you skip this screen in the future, but now we're going to go ahead and boot Windows. And it's got a 10.2-inch display. It has sort of edge-to-edge glass, so the glass goes all the way to the edge of the screen. You can see that there is still a bezel around the sides of the screen, though. But it's sort of more of an aesthetic choice than anything else. While that's loading, just give you a quick comparison here. This is the Acer Aspire 1 521. Similar in size, the HP is a little bit thinner, a little bit lower overall. And the main difference with this particular laptop, as you can see, is you got very small icons, menu bars, and everything else here because you've got a 1366 by 768 pixel display. Now, this is the first time that I've booted this one, so I'm not going to go through the trouble of connecting it to my wireless network and showing you a web page and doing all of those things. But you can see that it is definitely a lot of pixels on this display, and one of the main things that I'm going to want to test here is to see how the Intel Atom N450 processor and GMA 3150 graphics handle that high-resolution display. I've noticed in the past that sometimes netbooks with Intel Atom processors and high-resolution displays feel a little bit sluggish. I'm not entirely sure if that's because of the screen resolution or because of other factors, but I'm hoping to test this and see if it feels more responsive. I wouldn't necessarily expect to have excellent high-definition video playback because the components might not necessarily support that. But the fact that you've got the extra screen resolution really should help when viewing web pages and editing pictures and doing other things that are difficult to do in a typical netbook with a 1024 by 600 pixel display. So there you go. That's the first look at the HP Mini 510 HD model. This is Brad Linder with Liliputing.